Good morning. Today we're going to fly from Vancouver on the water up to Cortes Island. This is a really unique spot. We've been watching the tides and we've waited until we have low tide, which we're going to get in about 45 minutes. And that'll give us the ability to walk into the little cove that's behind Manson's Landing, and we're going to be able to shuck some oysters. Now hopefully we'll be lucky. If not, we'll see a bunch of other people who are lucky shucking oysters. But follow along with us as we travel up Georgia Strait to Cortes Island, Manson's Landing. So here we are in Manson's Lagoon. Low tide was at noon. We're here about, I guess now it's a little after 2 and it's still low. We see the tide coming in. It's coming in rather quickly. But apparently this is an extravaganza supply for clams, mussels, oysters. So we're digging right now, and so far we found a couple of clams and we've also found a couple of small Dungeness crabs. Let's see if we can find them.
Okay, so we were milling about in Manson's Landing here, and we were able to find a ton of clams, but we couldn't find any oysters. So I threw on the waders, walked across to this kind of rock, this little island in the middle, because we could see a bunch of oysters on the side. So I walked over there and ended up getting a couple of nice little oysters here, and we're just going to go over how to open them or shuck them. A couple of things, very important. You need some sort of shucking device. In this particular case, I'm using a knife, Not really recommended. This knife's a little bit too big as well. Just go to your local food or seafood market and pick up a shucker. It costs like $1, right? Really cheap. They have a nice little protective ring on them, and they're dull, so you can shuck and you're not going to be worried about cutting your fingers. Okay, so we have the oyster, and we have the top part of the oyster here, as you can see, and the bottom part of the bowl. Okay, so we're going to use that to actually hold the oyster before we eat it. So we want to pop the top part of the oyster off. So it has a hinge at the back. You can see it's wavy all around in this particular case, and at the back it's where the two shells join up, and that's the hinge. Okay, so that's the point of entry here, and you're going to get your shucker. And you also, you know what, another little tip is you want to use a cloth. Get a cloth for your hand so that the shell doesn't cut your hand up at all, and it's just a little bit easier to grip. So when you have it in position, you're going to move the shucker into the oyster. Okay, once it's in, it might take a little bit of force. Okay, so we gotta force our way into these things. They don't exactly want to be eaten. So once we're in, you're gonna wiggle the knife around. Make sure you cut the mussel at the top, and give it a twist. The top shell will pop off, and as you can see, I'm gonna move in close here. When we open it up, there is the beautiful oyster ready to be eaten. Okay, somewhat sacrilegious to not have fresh horseradish. I know, especially since we're at Manson's Landing here, fresh oysters deserve fresh horseradish. I don't have any. So what I have here is crazy horseradish. It's actually really good. I love it with fish, salmon, all that kind of stuff. I also have wasabi, which some people really enjoy in oysters, including myself. I'm just gonna go straight horseradish, and obviously I love tabasco, so I'm gonna add a little tabasco. Who needs to cook when you can eat stuff raw, right? Here we go. Cheers. Oh, delicious. Love Manson's Landing.